defenders, I think, is like.
Are we live? We should be live. There should be nothing wrong apart from the problems I'm having with my green screen, which one day will be resolved, but right now they're an issue. Then again, if I'm moaning about that, my life must be going all right. People, deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning to everybody listening, you know, whether you're in the United Kingdom or not. If you're not in the United Kingdom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. I've hopefully looked after everyone there. First things first, I hope everybody's in good health. You ain't got your health, as I always say, you're dead. There's no goals, there's no hopes, there's no aspirations. So I hope on behalf of, on behalf of myself, better yet, you lot and your loved ones, you're all, doing well and safe. You've all got your health in all denominations of the word, physically, mentally, hopefully financially. And I hope you all win the damn lottery. Hit the like button. And obviously it's Tuesday. I hope you've all started the week strong. If you haven't, today's a new day. Let's try and have a good week and move that much closer to our goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, man. Obviously we have a laugh and a joke and we talk about football, but if we're not trying to elevate ourselves, what the hell is going on? Obviously, first things first, people. Happy independence to my Bayesian tugs, them. Obviously we're free from the Queen. How free are we from the Commonwealth? I actually don't know, because of as long as everyone's still got a weaker currency and everybody still uses American dollars, and obviously you still see the colonial, the foreign aid and the colonial past in Barbados, and you actually see who owns all of them nice houses. I'm not too sure beyond the fantasy what's actually changed, but nonetheless, big up everyone, and I hope my other country, Jamaica, follows suit, and I hope everybody does. The monarch doesn't deserve to be ruling over my people, them country and them thing there, car. You get me? But anyways, everybody hit the like button. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Man said History Channel now. Well, you know what? I wouldn't say I like history, but I like history. If you don't know your past, you don't know your if you don't know your past, you won't appreciate your present, and you won't be hopeful for the future. And obviously many people have ran so we could walk, people. Big up all the Bayesians. Come on, hopefully every damn island follows suit, man. 100%. Big up DG, keeping up that Ballon d'Or trip content. The way I pronounce it is brazy, isn't it? Ballon d'Or. It should be checked. Ballon d'Or, Ballon d'Or, Ballon this, whatever, innit? It is what it is. Hit the like button. Obviously, the good content isn't over, people. I'm lying to you lot. It shouldn't say 2:30. It should say 2 p.m. there. I'm going to have Statman Baines and Aaron. We're going to speak my first of many Arsenal versus Manchester United previews. I'll offer that's going to be on Twitch. I'm going to offer my own on YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to have Flawless at 5:30 tomorrow. And I'm also going to have H at some point tomorrow as well, if it is possible. So, yeah, content. And obviously, tomorrow, Liverpool versus Everton as well. So, yeah, make sure you're all there, man. Content, and more content. How do you do, DG? Plentiful schoolwork, but happy to be here. I'm happy for all of you lot to be here, Tracy. I'm good, as I said. Health is good. I'm good. Goals are being there. We're steadily approaching 50,000 subscribers. I say that we've got a long way to go. 10K on Twitch, hopefully 50K next year. So yeah, I got nothing to complain about, man. Not opposed to Wenger coming back and being involved in some way, having a hand in transfers and identifying talent. I wouldn't be against that, but at the same time, at some point you need to move away in it. And it's a bit like Alex Ferguson at Man United. Even though they're not to blame and they probably would do a lot better than the decision makers, how much can you move on from your past without having a constant reminder? And obviously where Wenger is a larger than life character, a character bigger than the football club realistically, or as big as the football club. For a while you couldn't separate Arsene Wenger and Arsenal for many years. That's all certain fans knew, him as their gaffer. And for me, of course I would love Wenger's talent ID, player development, could probably give Edu and Arteta a hand in certain things and be a somewhat senior mentor to Arteta, especially with trying to play beautiful football and all of those things. And obviously, he's had to be more than a manager. He's had to be a financial planner, a banker, all of these sort of things to help us get the Emirates. So there's plenty of skills. But for me, if a man can't go to the Emirates and watch a game because he's so emotionally still tied, what's he going to be able to do when he sees people maybe doing a job that he was doing for 20 plus years, not in the right way? So it is what it is. And also, does he want to return? And as Wenger said, as Wenger famously used to say, you can't just invent artificial positions. If he wants to be an ambassador, fair play. If he's going to be hands-on, then, people are going to say we haven't really moved on past Wenger. So it's an interesting one to have. So we'll get into that. In fact, we'll start now with that. I was going to start with Bukayo Saka, but You know, you lot just jump. You lot ain't got no manners. You lot just jump the gun same way. You lot just said, fuck all of that, DG. We're talking about Edu and Arsene Wenger. So apologies, people, for eating sweets. Shouldn't be eating sweets at this time. But yeah, let's start with Edu in talks allegedly to bring back Arsene Wenger. And obviously, he's still working at FIFA and his job isn't done. You ain't got that biannual World Cup. You ain't really got changes with the refs and things like that. So it is what it is. You lot keep your opinions coming. He can do a thing with our attack. You know, is Arteta gonna let him? Arteta knows he's meaty, so he's trying to bring Wenger back. How about an advisor to Arteta? Facts. And I would say a mentor in the same way Arteta or this more senior players, you know, you got Lokonga, little bro, Partey, big bro, you know, that should be a mentor. Lokonga should be able to come to you with certain problems. And the same goes beyond that, just senior players with young players. Arteta, who does he go to? Because I don't think Edu can tell you nothing about management. You know, Josh Kroenke is probably just going to say a lot of buzzwords and sound exciting, but not say anything. Wenger could be your guy and change your thinking. You might go to Wenger with an answer. You know, you might go to Wenger seeking an answer, and Wenger's a sort of man. He will put something to you. You will discover your own answer. And for me, in the same way, we sit there and we say Saka needs to improve, Smith Rowe needs to improve, but the manager's got to do it. How does Arteta improve if he's left to his own devices? At least if there's Wenger, he might ask him, why is he doing X, Y, and Z? Why did you do that? Why aren't you doing it like this? Again, there is a bad thing to that because, again, would you want someone who is a bigger manager than you'll probably ever be at this football club, breathing down your neck and not scrutinizing everything you say or do, but do you get it? And how much will he flourish? Obviously, realistically, you know, obviously, all the players seem to big up Arteta. They seem to rate him. Even the other day, Saka was calling him a managerial genius. But realistically, again, if Wenger's got a hands-on role and it's anything beyond being an advisor, and Wenger's, let's just say he's on the training front. I'm not saying man are not going to listen to Arteta, but, well, Arsene Wenger's to your left or your right, Arteta's there. Who are man going to gravitate towards more? Who are more people more likely to be starstruck and listen to? And I'm not saying that you can't do both. You can obviously be starstruck and listen to Wenger and listen to Arteta, but this could be seen as underwhelmingness. So I would like him to be a mentor or an unofficial advisor. I'm not sure on the practicalities of Wenger being involved beyond that. Of course, talent ID, as you lot said, all of these things, I would love him in a somewhat role because in terms of practicality, he's got it. He's had to be everything more than a football manager for this club. So in theory, I would like him in the role, but it's a problem. And obviously for Wenger, listen, Wenger's welcome at Arsenal, but you get your foot further in the door, Kai. He knows more about ball than Arteta. Edu can't tell him nothing. Kroenke's won him back. So again, you're going to get your feet under the door even more. And then again, it's going to be more difficult to separate Arsene Wenger from the club. And so I don't think there is an answer. I think it's obviously the brain that Arsene Wenger has, we need that in the club. But it's a tricky situation. And as I said, you know, Wenger's not over. It's not like Alex Ferguson, where Ferguson isn't perfect, but he's not as emotionally attached to United as Arsene Wenger still is. Wenger, the departures were different. For example, you know, Wenger, it still seems like there's an emotive feel. As I said, the man hasn't returned to the Emirates in any capacity, not even in the cup games, to watch the young G's, which is him, and that's his byproduct. Again, shout out to the coaching staff, but the emphasis on youth, the redevelopment of our academy and things, these are the blueprints. When you're seeing Smith Rowe and Saka and all these guys come through the system, even people that have been sold, that Iwobi and Joe Willock. So there's a lot to be said, but I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. Spot on. Arsenal need to move on. It is hard, but it's the right thing to do. Would rather Arteta be an advisor to Wenger. Fair play. Big up the Bayesian tugs. Arteta has shown, big up Mr. Adlib 23 as well. Come on, my Bayesians, them, you know. Arteta has shown he is a good defensive coach, but Wenger was expansive and had us attacking well. I think Wenger can round Arteta's attacking nooses. That's true, but again, think about it. If this is your team, yeah, and you're attacking, you've got to be humble as a manager or as a man or woman in general to know, okay, cool, I might be the manager, but I'm not perfect at everything. Let me let someone else go. Are you gonna want Wenger working with your attackers? Because again, it might not be what we want to see. Arteta might be coaching exactly what he wants, and it could be this seen as underwhelmingness or underminingness. So I hear you, I agree with you. I therefore want to see that. You know, we can't, long gone are the days of consistent triangles and round the corners and third man runs. We see them in isolation. We don't see them consistently. Maybe Wenger can advise Arsenal to get rid of Edu and bring back Overmars. Right, Edu catching shots. True, Arteta got that ego for no reason. But every manager's got ego, even Klopp. You know, Klopp is the nicest guy in the world when they've won, screaming boom. When they lose, you need an ego, you know. You can't be anyone in life without an ego. You know, not even the most humblest of man, if pushed, has an ego. Nobody wants Wenger back, Wenger out. Raw man, still screaming Wenger out years later. But there's still bad blood. Man are saying just Wenger out. He's not even in the club. Wenger's chilling right now, trying to get us playing a World Cup every 2 years. And man are screaming Wenger out. Raw. Fergie's still in the shadows at Old Trafford, and they're falling further and further every year. We need to move in a different direction. And obviously, Fergie, obviously, man are asking him his opinion, but how hands-on is he? You know, even if Wenger is just an advisor, man are going to blame Wenger for the world, really. Wenger can always offer Arteta a different perspective and views, but Arteta should continue to implement his own philosophy. That's true. Big up yourself, Ali. My guy, big up yourself, Mark. Wenger as head of talent ID would be great. The man always been able to spot ability. I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't even want him to be that. I would want him to have a say in what we're trying to do with the talent ID and whatnot, but I wouldn't want him to be in charge of it. Again, I don't really trust Edu. I somewhat trust Arteta a bit more, even though, you know, just off last summer, because again, when I read The Athletic, again, these guys could have worked, but I said it before, apparently Edu wanted Neto. We got Ramsdale. Arteta wanted Ramsdale. Tomiyasu instead of Emerson, who Edu wanted. So I don't really trust you in terms of talent ID, but we can't act like Wenger's ID was perfect. And really, what's annoyed me with Wenger, obviously, when it comes to us missing signings, everyone's missed everyone. They overdo it with Arsenal, but you know, in the last few years, I can't lie, Wenger's was more happy to tell us he's known Kante since 14 than actually bring him to the club, bro. I don't care if you find Mbappe and all these guys and you don't make peace, it's dead. You know, there's no point finding Bitcoin in 09 if you didn't put some money down, and then you know, you'd be laughing now. What's the point? I don't want us to be them guys saying, oh, I could have been financially free if I put £100 into Bitcoin in 09 and it's 21 now. That's dead. That's the sort of thing Wenger was on. And to be fair, we've done this, you know, for me, like somebody said there, we've done this Michelin tacting. Wenger's there. It's only as good. It's a bit like Ralf Rangnick coming to be an advisor at United. It's only going to thrive as much as the people around him. If them man don't want to do this scouting thing, then it doesn't matter how many. If you find the next Mbappe in Germany, if you find, you know, the next whatever, if you find the next Deluded Gooner wherever, you know, we don't know what could happen. Everybody needs to sing from the same hymn sheet. And I just think if Wenger comes, it's another pillar for people to hide behind, in my opinion. You know, people can just moan at him. As much as I got love for Arsene, his almost signed 11 is a joke. And to be fair, talent, unpopular opinion, I don't think talent ID's ever been a problem. Saying that when you're signing some of the players, it is. I think it's about acting. You know, as you've seen with Griezmann and all these guys, it's about acting. You know, there's no point finding a player, saying how good he is, sitting on your hands, because everybody knows everyone now. You know, everybody knows everywhere. You know, if you're a young French manager coming up now, you don't have that advantage of, oh, nobody really knows St. Etienne's academy. I can pluck these players. Everybody knows everywhere now. And even if they don't, as we should be doing, if Arsenal go and scout in China, Chelsea, all these guys are coming because we're going there. We should be doing the same. They're not looking there for no reason. We might not find anything. You know, but you get the point. So we need to do a lot more. DG victory through harmony. You're right, man. you know, they'll never find a next DG. I had to plug myself. So yeah, keep your opinions coming. But in terms of articles and whatnot, people, you know, let's get 100 likes early doors as well. I think it feels attainable. As you lot can see here, Edu says he has spoke to Arsene Wenger about a return to Arsenal and said it would be a real pleasure. Arsenal technical director Edu has echoed Mikel Arteta's call for Arsene Wenger to return to the club as he looks to recreate the culture from the famous Invincibles team. And to be fair, I would like Wenger every now and again around the dressing room / the training ground more than anything, because you know you're putting all his pictures up at the training ground. You might as well, innit? Bro, Stat DNA was shit, bro. Stat DNA put Xhaka here. Stat DNA brought us Mustafi, blood. Like, I'm all for stats. I'm all for using the eyes, but at some point, something's got to overrule people. You might see a player that looks wavy on the eye, but the stats are not showing that he's going to do it, so you leave it. A man might look wavy in terms of the stats, because again, and stats and all these fancy programs, they're only as good as the individuals using them. You know, because I'm sure there must have been next man that came up. You might not have got Kante. There must have been a next N'Golo Kante somewhere, and they're probably still somewhere baking off, and we never went for them people. So it is what it is. Real Gooner, calm down, man. How many times are you going to say no to Wenger? Calm down. We get your point. You know, whether you want Arsene Wenger in or out, you know, you don't need to spam. Relax, my guy. 11:48. Chill, bro. Chill, man. Relax, man. We're having a good time. It's all good vibes. We're having a laugh for the joke. We're offering our opinions. Relax, man. Man are using comment, bare capitals. Chill out, dog. You're saying the same thing. Relax. Your head's getting hot, man. I'm sure you pay a lot of money for your internet, man. Don't use it to get mad. But anyways, people, Arteta wants Wenger, who is currently working as FIFA's chief of global footballing development, to return to the club, seemingly to act as a sounding board, although no permanent potential role has been clarified. Obviously, Edu's offered his opinion. He said it was great to see Arsene Wenger the other day at the screening for his new documentary. We had a great conversation. I said to him that he cannot realize how important he is for my career. I told him I'd like to see him a little bit closer to the club and to myself as well in the future. And I mean, he's probably not going to give up the FIFA job, so he maybe could do both of them. That would be a real pleasure and special for everyone here. I also told him I was so proud to see myself in his film. It brought back lots of great memories about the Invincibles team. I love watching how we built that team, how we built that season, how we went for every single game against United, against Liverpool, those huge games, and how we approached them. How about approaching some games like that in today's day and age? These are beautiful memories I have as a player, but now I am technical director, and I was watching it thinking about how we can create that culture that Arsene had at that moment, the mentality the players had, the feeling we had in the dressing room, what we built as a team. I remember the respect we had between all the players. You need that in a long season together. We were good friends and we worked for each other. If I can help create that again, then that's what we want to do. And again, to be fair to you, that should be able to be done without Wenger. Wenger should obviously enhances it, but that should be able to be done without him, in my opinion. After so many years getting over Wenger, then bringing him back just as it's going well. Fair play. Going well, bit subjective. God bless you too, my broski. Real Gooner, I love you, but chill out, my guy, man. Like, chill out, man. Chill out, man. You're getting too angry over hypotheticals, man. Arsene Wenger is missed by some of us. The love he has for football is real. He is a massive influencer. He is, man. But again, we're going to bring Wenger back and we're still going to look like a shambles, man. I'd rather, I can't lie, big up Arsene Wenger, but would I take Wenger back or a centre mid in January? Big up Wenger. I would love to sit down and talk football with him. The closest I've got to Arsene Wenger is Zola. That was the closest I've ever been to, I'm not a fanboy of any celebs, but that was the closest I ever got to football in heritage and hearing the pure footballing man speak. And I was just in complete, I don't even know the word, but Zola's just talking. I'm just looking in a man's eyes, pause and just listening, just taking it in. And I'm just looking at him. And I always say this story and he's talking, I'm taking it in, and he's gassing me because he's saying good questions. It felt everyone else that was asking questions, it just honed in on us. And I just remember just there, and I'm taking it in, but I'm just looking at him like, but you're Zola, like, is this guy real? Like, should I touch him? Pause. Like, is this Zola? Like, me and Zola really having a conversation. This is brazy. Like, so I could only imagine with Wenger, but I don't know, bringing back Wenger for the sake of bringing back Wenger is a myth, really and truly. Like, if you don't bring that into the table, it's a myth. I'm not gonna bend over backwards, pause to see it happen. I'm not gonna cry if it doesn't. I would like it because it he knows the club and things like that and whatnot. And again, it's a sounding board for Arteta. But do I think that's going to be what makes or breaks our season, or what should make or break our seasons, or as we move forward? Potentially not. And if it is, there's an issue. And for me, it just becomes a scapegoating thing. Wenger, do you not remember? Yeah, fans used to say Steve Bold, bro. Man used to attack Steve Bold, like whether he's a good coach or not. Man used to be, we can't defend it. Steve Bold, not Wenger. Steve Bold out. So if man that are not even involved like that are gonna get, what do you think is gonna happen with Wenger? And for me, the one thing I have liked with Wenger, Glazides, all these guys departing, not that the scapegoats have gone, but there's none of these, because I don't like Wenger, it's all his fault. Because I ain't got time for Glazides, it's all his fault. We can kind of see what's what, and we're looking at it and saying, what's going on with Edu there? Because for me, Edu and Arteta, for me, I'm still question marking them. I'm question marking Edu more than Arteta, because at least I've seen you win an FA Cup. I've seen little bits and pieces, There's little things I don't like with Arteta and how he carries on, but at least I've seen it. I don't know what Edu's on. On one hand, I give him credit for the summer we had, because if the manager told you to go out there and bring in X, Y, Z, and you did it, it is what it is. And I would say, all right, cool. Arteta, if he's really asked, in the same way I gave the example about who Edu wanted and who Arteta wanted in the Emerson, Nettles, and them things there, if these signings didn't work, I could sit there and say, all right, cool. Arteta's got asked, but you as a technical director, you've done what the gaffer's asked you. On one hand, you should be able to veto signings if they're not going to bang, but you've gone for something different. And then obviously this window, you've brought in what he wants. But at the same time, I don't know what your legacy is. I don't really know what you're on. And I was really gassed by Edu's appointment, because he used to say little things like, I like traveling with the team. I like doing this. I like doing that. And I was thinking, this is the guy. I haven't really seen it. And me personally, I think Arteta is bigger than Edu in the structure. I think Edu, if anything, would get the clip before Mikel Arteta. So I ain't seen much from Edu. I don't know what he's on. I know he's probably been the guy that's got rid of a couple of players, but I haven't really seen much. And Edu, for me, we're approaching a pivotal summer, because you look at the 2024 contract. I'm just going to throw some names out there. You can offer opinions if you want. I'm not going to get into it, but you need to know what you're doing with Pepe. If you're going to keep him, cool, the new deal. If you're going to sell him, what you're doing. Saliba's contracted until 2024. You need to know what you're doing, you know. Saka's contracted until 2024 with an option, as is Martinelli, you know what you're doing. The 2023 contracts, what are you doing with them? Okay, Aubameyang's probably not going to be sold. All right. So you're going to have him for a year. Are you going to make him a squad player? Who is that striker that's coming in? You've known Arsenal have needed a striker since the moment Aubameyang signed a new deal. So within that 3-year period of this new deal, including next year, have we been monitoring a striker? Personally, you and Arteta were midfielders, so I can't see how there's still unanswered questions in midfield, you know, and longevity planning. Let's just say, for instance, Gabriel said he wanted to leave tomorrow. Where's the centre? Have you got X amount of centre halves? Have you got someone that can come in and be the number 2? Because Leno's probably going to keep it moving. You know, unpopular opinion, I think you need a number 2 right back, or a right back that's also number 1 that can fight Tomiyasu. You know, you need a backup goalie. Who is that going to be? So I'm still learning about Edu personally, and I'm still yet to be convinced. I'm not convinced by Arteta yet for what it is. You know, it's a wait and see mode. I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. I haven't seen enough to wholeheartedly defend the manager or defend anyone. As I said at the start of the season, for me personally, the gloves are off. Nobody, apart from the young players, Saka, Smith Rowe, and people of that ilk, no one deserves the gloves are off, basically. If you're playing well, you get praise. If you're not, then there's no point. We can't pull anyone along. The only thing that needs pulling along is the football club now. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. When plans go wrong for the owner, Wenger would become scapegoats for mistakes. Wenger had a lot to blame for, but exactly, you know, been saying we need a more attacking right back to push Tomiyasu, and I think same, you know, if you could find someone who's good like him, same way defensively, then it's a push. But I just think we need a bit more, it's a yin and yang thing, you know, games where we're going to defending thing. Tomiyasu's there, you know, he's good in the air, you know, he's a good reader of the game. Where we need to break down low blocks, big up Tomiyasu in the second half, but in the first half, it weren't there. Can you get, obviously, it's not a Lamptey, but can you get a Lamptey or Livramento? Them man, they're a bit more attacking minded than that. It's all about having different things, and I think when we should look at that, we've seen with Tavares and Tini, you know, Tini is probably up there and Tavares is down there in terms of the pecking order. Now it's like that. Now Tini's still up there in my estimations. He's my left back in it, but on current form, you're not getting your squad, your shirt back for a while. And if you do get an opportunity against United, where maybe I would start you, but I'm probably the only one who would start you, you have to cool off. And that's what I want to see, competition for places. But it's about revamping the side. Obviously, this is a young team. It's about, okay, year in, year out. How are we? Looking at the striker. What's happening in January with the strikers? Is Balogun going out on loan? You know? Is Eddie being sold? If an offer comes in for Laka, what's going to happen? Even though I don't think that's the case. Do you get it? There's many things. There's many, 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 many things. Edu's job is to be invisible yet effective. Yeah, that's true. Probably taking that one a bit too literally. And again, that's true, but you can already see what people are trying to do. You know, Patrici at Spurs, nothing to shout about, but you could already see they're signing Italian-based players if they're not being linked with them primarily. That's all I want to see. Again, I know it's harder, it's harder and it's easier said than done, but I thought with Edu, we'd at least bring through 1-2 Brazilian man a bit more. Like, we'd look to you, South America. And I know it's gazy, you've got work permits, you've got, I know third-party ownership, FIFA have kind of eradicated it, but you've got all little funny things to deal with and whatnot. But I would have thought we would have done that a bit more. Really and truly. DG, you watched the Brazil All or Nothing yet? Same way Arsenal fans feel about Edu is the same way Brazil fans feel about him. Boy, that's a bit mad. We have lots of creative players. We just need more stability in midfield. Fabinho does it for Liverpool. I want more stable players, but I disagree with what creativity. We must be watching a different Arsenal. I have lots of creative players. Where are they? Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka on occasion. Fair play. If that's creativity, but we've got as much creativity as a prime Stoke City side. Oh, what this? We're scoring from mad set. I'm not complaining because I like it, but we're relying on set pieces, bro. Allow it, bro. I don't know what Arsenal you lot are watching, but allow it, man. There's definitely not enough creativity in this team. Creativity actually just comes from the goalie and the management, but that's a myth, man. Wenger's presence will hopefully motivate the team. I hear it, but I'm at that stage now. But if Wenger's got to be there to motivate, it's a myth. The players have to motivate themselves. Reality is, you man finished 8th, 9th last year. You're in a good position this year. It can't be nice year in, year out for some of you being attached with failure, with bottling, with the shirt being too heavy. All these negative connotations, you know. So it should be. It's a self. As I said, the gloves are off. It should be a self-motivational thing this year. Obviously, you should get gas, but it is what it is. It's brazy, man. It's absolutely brazy. Keep your opinions coming. I'd like to see Wenger really get involved with putting together the foundations of the backroom staff, scouting and coaches. I'd be for him for implementing changes with the coach, with the scouting and that. In relation to backroom staff and coaches, rightly or wrongly, I believe that should be Arteta. I don't think Wenger should be allowed to place men at his table. Now, obviously, if a CV landed on Wenger's desk of a coach that's really, really good, can do this, can do that, and Arteta saw it and said, bring him through, then that's it. But I don't think Arteta should walk into the office one day and he sees random people as part of his coaching staff. Personally, I can't lie, I would love to see Wenger with an international team at the World Cup. Same, but that one there is probably gone, man. Gunner King, you know I can't pronounce that word, but I think being accorded between the technical direction area and the coaching staff to make sure there is synergy between the style of play and the players we are signing, matching would be good for Wenger. Yeah, that would be it. Making sure we, you know, the DNA and them thing there is that. Less of the big words though, man. Stitching me up there, man. Big up DG. Wenger really coming back. Come on, bro. We don't need this news. Wenger needs to chill out. Harsh. Just a layer of protection for the owners like Alex Ferguson. Arteta wants Wenger back because he doesn't have a clue how to set up a team to attack. Like, to be fair, if you don't, what bet you could do a lot wrong, then bring back Wenger, really, you know, to be fair. If he said, again, it's not going to happen, but just to humor you, I wouldn't necessarily be against it if he said, you know what, Wenger, I will coach the defense and the midfield. When it comes to crossing that halfway line, you take them all off and play well. And then on a slide, Wenger goes and coaches the whole team when Arteta's not about. I'm for it. I can't lie. I'm for it. Not gonna lie, I hate the idea of having Wenger back at Arsenal. Look at how Alex Ferguson has affected United by still being there. As much as Wenger gave us great memories of Arsenal, he's also the cause of our downfall, a part to play. I wouldn't say he's the overriding cause. Pardon me. DG, I see a lot of fans say we need a defensive mid in January. Is it just me, but I think we need a number 8 or 2. Personally, I agree with you, South London. I think we do need a defensive mid or a combative figure. If anything happens to Partey long-term or Lokonga, we're in problems. And I just feel if both of them start, who can come off the bench? I know you've got El Nene, so I'd be for it. But in terms of the next one through the door, I'm sorry, but I think we need a number 8 or 2 like you. Like, is anyone seeing this? Like, breaking down low blocks is proving a problem. You know, holding on to the ball, like in Liverpool. Away you defending isn't just clearing the ball and clamping, man. It's how you hold on to the ball. It's somebody just dribbling and winning a foul. We ain't got wingers that can do that historically. We ain't got midfielders who can ball carry or dictate the tempo or press resistant or want the ball in tough scenarios. Respectfully, Arsenal, it's easy to want the ball when the sun is shining, when teams are sitting back against you, when we're playing at the Emirates. When it's tough and you're being pressed high and there's no out ball and a couple of times you're getting caught in possession, it's then difficult to play. And as you saw at Liverpool, only a couple man can play. And we still got a young team susceptible to, quite frankly, brain farts, as you saw. You know, it's all fun. Everybody can do it with time and space. Respectfully, Xhaka, you know, probably our best progressive central midfield player. He's amazing when you give him a million years on that ball. The minute you press, and teams have said it, it's a myth. It's an absolute myth. They've won the game. So it is what it is. These are some interesting comments, people, though. Partey or Sambi can be our Fabio. Sorry. Partey or Sambi can be the Fabio/Rodri type. We need progressive midfielders, preferably too. We want to get rid of Wenger players, but we want Wenger back. Fair enough. Well, sorry, we already said that. Interesting comments, man. Polarizing opinion, you know. Bruv, emotions mad mixed, Ali. Trust me, mad mix. Some man are all for it. This is what Arsenal do in it. Every player, there's very few players or people that polarize opinion. obviously everyone can admit, I'm not doing Jovino dirty. He took a picture of me in Southgate. He's a cool guy, but there's certain players we can all see shit. Probably Bellerin, respectfully. There's players we can see are good. Thierry Henry. There's players where the lines get blurred. You know, even based off the result on Saturday. You know, Arsenal fans, we very rarely agree. According to some, Odegaard had an amazing game. According to some, Odegaard was terrible. Me, I think it was a 5 out of 10 or /6. You know, Partey the same. Polarized opinions, bare, bro, bare. Just like someone like with Wenger, you either love him or you hate him. Me personally, I loved Arsene Wenger. I still do. I just feel in the last couple of years, I think he should have, in hindsight, went in 2014. Should have definitely stepped down that FA Cup win where, who was it? I'm sure it was Holding, Monreal, and Mertesacker back three. Beat Chelsea. Should have stepped off then, innit? We should have just done this thing then. Overstayed his welcome. Didn't know when to go. I always say in life, you need to know to quit before the game quits you. I think Wenger is as much as I love him and I feel he's a life coach as well as a footballing coach, that is a good example. Leave before things love you. Try new things. Like Wenger's always telling us, I rejected Madrid and these things. That's cool. You love the club. That's cool. But you rejected them, car. You know, certain of the luxuries you got at the Emirates or at Highbury or whatever, you wouldn't get at them things there, you know? So it is what it is. It's a mixed bag, innit? I don't necessarily feel bringing back Wenger is the right option. I don't think it's the wrong option. I feel if it's done right, there could be something, but the lines get blurred. You have to find that healthy balance of him not quite being hands-on, but to disrupt things, but not being hands-off to make it meaningless. Because what you don't want is, you know, what I can see is that he's an ambassador. That's cool, but that's not going to help us. What I see is he's got an ambassador role every now and again. You'll see him rock up at the Emirates. He'll keep going doing his FIFA thing. But apart from that, I don't think we're any closer to seeing something happen of such, man. It's a bit of a myth. Personally, I wouldn't mind Wenger being more present in the club. What a legend. It's not like he's going to coach or anything. True. We need to extend Saliba, Saka, and Martinelli to a new contract. It's time to cut losses with Pepe this summer. But I will move on after next summer. Develop Pepe and Martinelli. We need a right back. Clement with the cold, sobering truth. Hit the likes, people. Only 66 likes. You man are doing me dirty, man. You lot are boying it. I can't lie. You lot are boying it. Let me actually see for myself. You're lucky I can't even see. Where's the live streaming tab? 77. That's tired, people. What's going on there, man? Fix that up, please, people. Appreciative of you lot. 83 likes. Come on, man. Unexpected high bills due if you have not hit that like button. It's Christmas time. I know you don't want that. Our attack is struggling. We need some serious upgrades in the summer. But at the same time, I get the vibe. Currently, what I'm seeing, I can't lie. You could give Arteta a bag of technicians, and I don't think he'd get it out. I think there has to be an emphasis to want to move the ball forward. And with me, I see it on occasions with Arteta. That's why I think it's not, you know, it's a handbrake. He's a bit scared. He don't really want to do it because when you see how we played in the second half to the first half in terms of creating, a part of me feels it's a mentality thing with the players. A part of me feels it's with Arteta, you know. We look dangerous down both hand sides. I know Tomiyasu is more defensive than a Tavares or a Tini or whoever's there. So naturally that's going to happen. But we need to be less lopsided. You know, one thing that helped as well, nobody speaks about it. Partey and Lokonga, they're never going to be creative geniuses. But if you go and watch the game again, look how they were offering. We started creating triangles with our centre mids. And then obviously we had third man runners and we was doing things. So I don't know if it's a lack of tactics or a lack of emphasis or it's Arteta. What I will say is when we're 19th for chances created, we've only created 7 big chances. We're not really scoring. I'm happy that we've improved on set pieces backwards and forwards, but it's not sustainable what we're doing, you know. We can't keep relying on individual brilliance from, again, Saka and Smith Rowe, Tavares, Lokonga, all these guys were involved, but it's still that goal that we scored against Newcastle, the one we scored against Spurs or whatever, we need to create these similar chances 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a game, in my humble opinion, because that's what the best sides do, you know. We're a long way away from Manchester City and Liverpool beyond the obvious, but using them as a guide point, forgive me if I'm wrong, Liverpool have just cleared 30, 40 goals already, you know. Where are we at? And again, there's issues. But when your goal scorers are not quite scoring, when the system don't look good, when you're not really a great defensive side, yes, we've improved more. But again, if every week Ramsdale's pulling off a weldy, are we closing out games? And I'm not asking us to be perfect. We're not going to be perfect with this young squad, but it's about building blocks. And to say our attack is struggling, like my guy Ollie has said here, is a fucking understatement. Apologies for my French. We're 19th for chances created. Now, I don't care because we're winning games, but it shouldn't have to, you know, when we're winning or we're drawing or whatever, we're in just a healthier statement. comments like this, you shouldn't be seen as I see sometimes, man call me negative and all of these things. But when we lose, I'm saying the exact same things. Everyone wants to say, oh, DG, you're talking the truth, you're this and that. No, I'm not talking the fucking truth. I'm talking about what the hell I see. It's just man let emotion cloud their judgment too much in this football thing. Of course, I do as well. When we win, I want to waffle about how good we are. When we lose, I want to have a bit of a moan with you lot. You lot are emotional therapy more than anything for me. Sometimes, more so last season, that peak November run, more than anything, I was just making videos with you lot from a selfish point of view, because just from speaking with people, it's like Alcoholics Anonymous, you know. Apologies to anyone that's suffering with that. Just talking about my problems made man feel better. Wenger gave me the best years as a fan. He's still a name in football. It's only now I appreciate what he did for us, especially in the last 10 years, making top 4 with a low budget. He needs to be in. I'm a bit concerned Wenger coming back might undermine everything we are working towards, and I love Wenger, by the way. Nice to see you again, DG, brother. BG, appreciative to you and everybody locked in, man. Who said that? We need a progressive man in the middle more than anything. And the thing is, yeah, that's the thing, because we will sign a more creative man, but it's only as good as the management. In the same way we've signed defensive mids or box-to-box or combated midfielders, we have got a bit more steel, but we don't look a bit more steelish. We've got attackers. Let's be real. All of these players need to take personal accountability. Aubameyang, you're not scoring goals because it's your fault. You know, there is a lack of chance creation. You are a service-reliant striker, but you're not scoring goals because it's your fault. In life, we have to take accountability. Other than that, we're not creating chances. And there's not a single attacking player really thriving. And that was said last season. Why is that? And let's be real. You can say whatever you want about Lacazette, about Aubameyang, about Pepe, about Martinelli, about Saka. I'm not saying these guys are amazing, but Saka definitely is. Martinelli definitely is. Other teams will bite your hand off for these. And again, I'm sorry, but that there is enough firepower to present problems. I'm not saying it's the best in the world, but anyone that's played football, you know the thing. You don't want to play against Pepe, Aubameyang, and them things if you're a defender. You do kind of think it's a long day. But when we're not creating chances, when it's very rigid and predictable, when we're playing against low blocks, it's not going to help, is it? You know, we don't try and disrupt positioning. Obviously, at times we need to stay patient, just like against Newcastle, but you get the point. Talking about creativity, what do you think? What do you make of loaning Coutinho in January to the end of the season? Smith or another guy can learn the role from him. I'll be all for it, but probably not. I'd more want a proper number 8. Get me? These are the guys. You need a Verratti type mode. You know, way before wasn't Verratti at Pescara and them things there. So the guys are there. If you look, the guys are there. Difference between Sir Alex Ferguson and Wenger is that Wenger gave the club space to breathe when he left. Fergie said he's going years ago and is still saying bye to everyone. It's like a family function, isn't it? When you're younger and your mom says you're going and she's still saying bye to everyone, and it's a bit of a myth. Can see some changes in the studio, looking very clean and all that good stuff. Greetings from Nigeria on my lunch break, King. Not here for Wenger returning, though. Big up yourself. Shout out to all the Flygerians out there and the rest of the sister nations in Africa and the rest of it. Appreciate you for tuning in on your lunch break. And you're right, you know, again, for me, I'm on the fence because, like I typically am, a part of me badly wants Arsene Wenger to return to this club. A part of me is saying, nope, it's not the right thing to be doing. I'm all for Wenger to come back if he's there for Arteta to ask for his opinion when he makes a mistake and what he did wrong. And this is it as well. You live long enough to be a hero. You live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And that's like me in Football Manager. As I said, I told you, title challenge. And I think in April, we're 8th, 9th. Everyone's forgot about the FA Cup win, the Cat Yarabel Cup win, the Community Shield win, 3 trophies, back-to-back Champions Leagues, because I'm going out of Europe. But I'll be back next season on FM. I'll be back. Don't worry. Big money going to get spent. Arteta to move Pepe to right back. Allow me, man. If Wenger is to come in as part of the back room, then he should have done it before he left. Hindsight is a bitch. Pardon my French. Interesting comments, man. Also, 16th for moving speed of the ball up the pitch. I don't know what that means, but again, there's the issues there. Do you get it? Goals win games in the Premier League. It's not about how many punches you can take. It's about punching man back. You know, when you look at United have lost games because people have moved to them. It's not been days. Long gone are the days. Well, you do see it, but a man might play a big team and they sit back, ride their luck. They get one bookie chance in the 89th minute and they win. 9 times out of 10, the smaller clubs or the underdogs, they're getting results because obviously they have to defend, but they're moving to man. West Ham beat Liverpool. There they had to defend, but they moved to them when they had the example, when they had the chance. Brighton the same. United against Watford every day of the week. United should walk the floor with them. Obviously, form played a part, but Watford moved to them. They believed in themselves. We're trying to do this sitting back thing, accepting punches like against Liverpool. Football first half, I'll take it. It was decent, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more belief. Because even against Liverpool, there was one attack in particular. I think it ended up with a tame effort from AUBAMEYANG. You cut Liverpool open very quickly. You know, they're not invincible, and it's about self-belief. We've still got that defeative mindset, man. If man give Odegaard a 2 against Newcastle, you just don't think he's good. If you give him a 6 and 8, sorry, you're overdoing it. In reality, it makes no sense. Too much biases, because people play the agendas thing. Certain man love Odegaard, certain man hated him, so it's a myth. Where's the Merc? Unexpected high bills, bro. Unexpected high bills for everyone. As DG always says, Arsenal as a club is too emotional when it comes to players on the field, along with the manager and now the board. All our strikers are suffering from a lack of this creativity. Exactly. Man can come in here and chat nonsense for the whole stream, but can't hit the like button. Borderline paganism. Wait, borderline? It is paganism, bro. Hit the like button if you haven't, man. We're having an interesting debate and whatnot. Arteta is mid. Doesn't matter who plays and attack. The system is the issue. No identity. Sadly, we are wasting away with Arteta. I get too emotional. Well said, DG. Vlahovic or Isaac? Vlahovic, he looks different with it. Biggest problem for me is how we move the ball at a snail's pace. For me, it's just that we look a bit disjointed. It's like the midfield, sometimes it looks like there's a plan when we're being the underdogs. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't think we press consistently together enough. You see it against Spurs. Actually, I feel it against Liverpool. You know, we're pressing together, but 9 times out of 10, that's not there. I do think there's, you know, when it comes from playing out the back, I think it's amazing. But I think once it goes into midfield, a mixture of the system and what we're being coached tactically and personnel, there's a gap. You know, no midfielders want to turn on it, spin it. Aubameyang's made a run 10 minutes ago. Boom. You look at City. Before, I don't know, Gundogan gets it. He knows, I don't know, Gab Jesus or whatever. They're on their bike, clipped over the top. The right back don't even know what's going on. We're not on that. And the one player that can do that in Xhaka, he needs a million years. Partey and Lokonga have got it in them, but that's not their skill set. Everybody's waffling about Lokonga creating 6 chances against Newcastle. Respectfully, that's great. You know, he might become the 8 he wants, but how many of them? How many can you lot remember? There was a fantastic one against Saka. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying, yeah, it's fun and games waffling about that, but what are these chances being created? DG, you're right, generally speaking, but the chances created stat is deeply misunderstood. The way these numbers are collected is a bit booky. Of course, it's all subjective, but I think it just confirms what the eye shows, bro. I think a blind man could see we're not creating in it. You know, once we get into the final third, they don't really look like there's plans that have been like muscle memory thing on the football pitch. Like you see with the Chelseas, the Liverpools, the Cities, people were not near for a reason. And as much as I look at that, I mean, there are clubs around Europe that don't have the resources of them teams, but they play good ball, bro. Look at Atalanta, bro. Them man bop it all the time, you know, and they're what we should be looking at for me anyways, because respectfully, their players are not household names, you know. Why can't we do that? Their man's emphasis is to go forward, and it was quite the game against Juventus, by the way. Unpopular opinion, but Arteta has my full trust. I think like the players he's brought in, he'll improve and can become a world-class manager. I don't think anybody doubts Mikel Arteta's potential. My thing is he going to be a good manager for Arsenal or somewhere else? Like, all of us, we can't afford to just let him make these mistakes in vain. Like, there has to be some light at the end of the tunnel. Because what if he says, all right, cool, love you, man. Pep's calling it a day at City. You, man, love, FA Cup ting, memories, safe. Saka, pack your bags, you're coming with, man. We're going up the whatever, up to Manny. Smith Rowe probably go as well at this moment in time. It is what it is. Bruno Gomares should have been signed in the summer, trust. And that's one thing I give Edu. I swear Edu was onto him. It didn't bang. If you could bring through one youth player, who would you bring through it? Who would it be? What, right now? Listen, Miles, the young one, not even a full-year scholar yet. He played at under 18s level the other day. Started him. I like Jose Jubri. You know, Patino, Miguel Aziz, they go without saying. I think Tyrese John Jules, you give him an opportunity, he's going to have a career at some level. You know, Brooke at right back, there's always going to be that bias. I'd say Charlie. If I only won Charlie. DG, would Wenger help attract young talents? Yeah, bro. For me, listen, ideal world, we sign up, we find the player we want. Cool. Make Wenger chat to him, tap him up. We got to use what we can. It's like with United, it didn't bang, but United tried to get Jude Bellingham. They showed him around Old Trafford. They tried to wheel out Grandad Sir Alex Ferguson and tap up the thing. These are things you got to do, man. These are things you got to do, man. Right, Diallo, no shouting, man. Chill, bro. Let me say it like this. Do you think Aubameyang is responsible for our poor chances creating, or is he more of a victim? Well, as I've said, again, I think you've answered your own question. What is Aubameyang's job to do? Score goals. It's not to create chances. Yeah, strikers are meant to create their chances, but poor chance creation is on our midfielders and on our manager. Aubameyang can't move with that. But at the same time, so you say he's a victim, but at the same time, he ain't scored goals. So he's a victim of what he's not doing. He needs to take accountability. You can't stand in the rain and cry while you're wet. What Aubameyang needs to do is raining, get yourself an umbrella. You might not, but you could score with the minimal chances. If you scored if you scored that against Newcastle, we sit here and we say, well, he's not getting any chances. And for years, let's not act like this is something new. We've never created chances for Aubameyang. I've said it in all my years on YouTube. We've said it. I've said it's a miracle how my man's scoring. But by the same logic, you can't have the good and not the bad in life. You can't fly and then whatever. When he's scoring goals to an abnormal rate in the system, the logic is going to show, man, he's not going to do this thing. It's like Saka and Tierney and Smith Rowe. When these men are putting in real good performances week in, week out, there's going to be moments where the form's gone. Me with Aubameyang, you have to drop him now. He probably plays against United and hopefully makes himself a hero. I'm not going to turn on our captain. I'm always going to back our captain, but I back my club more. Come out the team, Lacazette, Saka, whoever on that left-hand side. When you get your chance, make yourself a hero. Pepe started the first games of the season, not taking chances. Tierney, not cemented your first team spot. So 70-odd million, our best left back and probably our future captain on the bench. Our current captain has to hold bench. This is it. That's where it is. And, maybe that's that. We've tried playing him through form. Maybe it's a dropping thing now. Maybe again, because next season, I just want Aubameyang as a super sub, man, if I'm completely honest with you. We need to create better chances. I'll never turn on Aubameyang. I can't lie, I'll never turn on Aubameyang. Like I said, he should be dropped, but I'll never turn on him. I'm backing Aubameyang until the wheels fall off. This is it. It's blood in, blood out. We're riding. You're still my captain. I don't change on my niggas. Oh, I do not change on my guys. Sorry, people. Let's stay on, let's not let the mother tongue come out there. We take too long on the ball because there wasn't movement. Ben White surely. But this is the thing. Our centre backs, I feel sorry for Gabriel and Ben White. There's no movement. So that's a byproduct. There's no runs in behind. There's not someone making a decoy run. I'm coming short because I know, I don't know. Let's just say Lacazette and Aubameyang are playing together. Laka might say, you know what, I'm going to come deep, take a man with me. Ben White's already clocked what's going on. Aubameyang, don't make it bait. Stay on the last shoulder. There's space there. I look at Guendouzi. Do you remember Guendouzi's assist against Spurs for Aubameyang a few years ago? There's not been too many of them chances created for Aubameyang. Wenger loves Arsenal, and that's a fact. He can definitely help us because he knows Arteta well and has previously put his trust in him. Love from Macedonia. David, big up yourself. Don't think I've seen Macedonia here before, but big up yourself representing for them and everyone else everywhere in the world. DG Nation really is global. Odegaard is the worst ever Arsenal player. Overdoing it. Bro. Overdoing it. Tavares is the only player we have that strikes fear in our opponent. That's because he's on a madman thing. And people are going to clock he's a madman soon and the juice is going to run out. I don't know why. I think they dilly-dally car. They're not. It's a myth, man. This is why we all come here, DG. We can all have different views and you have a conversation about it without taking it personally. Big up, PS, pattern up people and double the likes. I appreciate that. And, bro, listen, nobody's right, innit? It's all different opinions and perspectives, man. I doubt his potential. You can't be a world-class manager if you can't coach and attack. Has every world-class manager been an attacking coach, though? I don't know why that was very dramatic. That was hella dramatic, that pause. But yeah, Amari Hutchison, bad boy. Again, don't forget him. Going back to that question, completely forgot. That's what I'm saying. There's Bear. Really like that lad. Like his mentality more than anything. Him and Charlie. I'm going to go out on a limb here. If Nuno plays on Thursday, he's scoring a blinder. When he drops that shoulder in the final third, I see bright lights. I hope so, man. But you can score as many goals as you want. You need to get back. And if I'm United, that space he leaves, that's what I'm getting at. Haaland or Vlahovic, who do you pick? Haaland. Big up DJ. Have you spoken on Saliba already? No, we're gonna get into that, man. There's no rush. I've just been enjoying everything you guys have been saying, man. This has been a fantastic live stream so far. 126 likes. Big up you lot each and every time, people. And don't forget, 2:30, I'm gonna be with Statman Baines and Aaron. We're gonna have some Man United related questions and all of those sort of things, man. Bro, even Valencia, bro. There's teams that have dog standard players, but they bop. He's a victim, but it doesn't mean he can't take man on himself. Plus, he's been missing the minuscule chances he's had. Raz, you've articulated what I've wanted to say. That's that. Oba always starts for me. I wouldn't say always. You know, if you always want to start, you got to be doing what Saka and Smith Rowe and Gabriel and again, the jury's still out on Ben White, but I've really liked what Ben White's been quietly going about his business. But it's not a winger. Well, I do think Pepe's a winger, but listen, he's got a lot that he needs to answer from, but he can't play with Tomiyasu. Saka's got variety in his game. He can go inside and do things, and I think Tomiyasu's reluctance consistently to go forward kind of cripples us, or Arteta's emphasis. Pepe needs to play on that left-hand side, or it's a myth, or it's a sub thing, or move. I think Pepe will get that inevitable time where he starts and he goes through that little purple patch, and then towards the end of this season, for a next season, in another season, we talk about what could happen. We need to know when to increase the intensity of our passing. That automatically creates chances itself. G, say that, tell them again. That's that. But that's a lot of it. A lot of that is on Arteta to coach these boys, but a lot of that is for them to know. Players have to coach themselves. I see City do it. I see. I think Chelsea and City are the best at it. Liverpool not far behind. I see them coach themselves. They can work. Sometimes you have to work things out. Even Ramsdale's alluded to it as well. He's kind of said it. Sometimes we're sticking to the game plan too literally. And that's probably going to come with experience and street smartness as a result of that. Leno as well. I mean, Leno was rubbed, but let's not act like Leno was shit, man. Big up you lot. Some interesting comments, man. Bear with me. We're scrolling all the way down. We will get onto Flores, some transfer business, all of that jazz in a second, people, man. But there's just so many interesting comments. Big up Noel. Morning, DG. Isn't life ironic? Kroenke and the board could not wait to get Wenger out. Now Arteta/Edu want him back in, perhaps to cover their own backs or to suggest ways to improve playing style. No, I think you said it all. And these are the questions that really can't be answered until we see, because I don't think either's cynical. I genuinely believe Arteta and that they want to, make Arsenal what we want. When you're walking around training or the Emirates or wherever, you know what Arsenal's about and things like that. I do genuinely think that. But to play devil's advocate, it could be to cover backs and things like that. It could be to try and appease people and things. But I think less so much of that. Big up yourself, Wheezy, man. You're always here. We shouldn't bring back Wenger. He isn't he 70 odd? He should chill in retirement. Massive respect to Wenger, though. But do you think it's weird that he hasn't returned since leaving? I don't know if you've been here, but I've said that. For me, if you can't return to the Emirates, because he said it, he's too emotionally whatever, and there's probably still bad blood with how he left. You can't work. You're gonna be there day in, day out watching what arguably is your blueprint that you're not involved in. You're not calling the shots like that. It's going to be difficult. If he's over that, then yeah. Oba's last year is next season, contracted until 2023, broski. So 1 more year and done. DG, do you think Arsenal should go for a striker who is not a household name or someone who's a bit under the radar in Jan? That's what we have to, innit? Vlahovic was found somewhere. Adeyemi was somewhere. Obviously, I would love a household name, someone that we can have confirmation that scores goals. But that's our angle now, innit? You have to go for these strikers or these attacking wingers. For me, I would like us to... Obviously, there isn't really a Salah about, but you remember Salah at Roma, people kind of turning up their nose to it. And now, look, Mane at Southampton, once upon a time, people would have been umming and ahhing. Sometimes I just think you have to educate a chance, but can we try and take a chance? Karim Adeyemi's been there for a while. When these men have these purple patches, it's a myth, I'm getting more and more convinced on Jonathan David. I wouldn't say I'm all the way there yet, but that could be an angle to cover. If we get 30 mil for Pepe, take it and run. I think we'll be lucky to get that. But yeah, man, Newcastle, let's do a thing, man. Odegaard is doing just fine. People need to chill on the emotions like he's shit. Odegaard is not doing just fine. He's been underwhelming. He still has time to change that, though. DG, what do you think of a back three against United? I mean, 3-4-3 served us well at Old Trafford last year. It's an angle, but smart isn't the right word, but these guys have been playing this 4-4-1-1, 4-4-2 you know what it is, in it. This formation, are they street smart enough to revert immediately back to a back three? Now, I don't know how long we've had in training. You know, we've obviously played on the Saturday, them man played on the Sunday, but what? Sunday's probably a recovery session. You've got from now till maybe Thursday to work on the back three again. I don't know if they're going to do that, because obviously it helps us defensively, but it has a byproduct. It does get Aubameyang and Lacazette in, and I do think he starts both of them on Thursday. Praying we see some techie footballers in the side, missing Santi, Fabregas, Nasri type. Trust me, this is what I mean. We're missing them ball carriers and them creative mavericks. Tavares plays like a free spirit, no plan, just chaos vibes and sending the ball to Rosette. I absolutely love it. I think we do, man. Every now and again, you get a mad player that you can just deal with. He did get hounded out. DG, how'd you come up with your name? You don't seem deluded to me. If I had £1 for every comment of that, but to be fair, bro, you do get, you are fucking deluded, mate. Look at you. Someone commented that the other day, bro. I remember I woke up early in the morning. Someone was like, you really are deluded, you fucking cunt. I was like, raw, like, I don't even know you. You're onto me. It's 5:30 a.m. You're onto me, raw. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to your baby mum too. But listen, you called it to me on Xbox. I was playing, I think, FIFA or Call of Duty, one of them games in school. Someone, I'll take the piss out of someone for being, I think, a Spurs fan or some shit like that. And my username, it was bait that I'm an Arsenal fan. He's like, you're just a deluded Gooner. So when it comes into YouTube now, literally, that was just the username I had. Like, I had no plans of doing this YouTube thing. So we're here now, innit? We've seen the best of Aubameyang when he's been able to feed off the creativity and energy of big/quality players around him. Unfortunately, he's not been getting that at Arsenal in the past few years. And to be fair, maybe I hear you, but Banky, maybe if that's going to be the case, maybe we need someone that can little bit more of individual brilliance, that can make their own goals and things like that. If neither striker is scoring, which that's an L, they need to, I'd like to judge it on what they're bringing to the table. And when Aubameyang's not scoring, he's pretty irrelevant. Like, let's be real. There's been games he hasn't scored and done well, but I'd rather just roll with Lacazette, the 1-2s, the pressing, all these things. If neither player is scoring, it's a myth. And it's a scary thing, because the two senior players, on the best of days when these lot were under contract, we haven't really found balance for these guys. We found periods where Aubameyang and Laka have balanced the team and been together, but consistently we haven't found it. So for me in 2021, the very fact that we're talking about either player like that and our system and our midfield, it scares me, because these are questions that should already be answered. Question for DJ in the Nation: which formation should we play against United on Thursday? And who do you have in the 11? Well, we'll preview the game tomorrow a bit more. Part of me wants to go to 3 at the back. Part of me wants to stick to the same formation. What do you think about Tierney at left back and Tavares left wing? I mean, it could work and it could get the best of both worlds, but who do you take out then? Because that means Smith Rowe, Saka, maybe one of these players are not playing. Odegaard is better than what some giving credit for. Watched AFTV's tactical review on the game. Odegaard's off the ball movement created the space for Martinelli to score. I'm pretty sure that's Graham. I mean, Odegaard is a good player off the ball. People are doing a lot. It will happen, but I do think he needs to grab the game by the balls a bit better. But that's it, man. DG, would you rather take Ferran Torres or Raheem Sterling? I personally think Ferran fits the team better, and we need more of a player like him. With him developing into this false nine, I'm inclined to say Ferran Torres, but I'm extremely biased. Raheem Sterling's a yard man. We've got a vacancy on that left-hand side. There's a yard shop right next to the Emirates. It's Raheem Gaza, man. Sterling, the best in the league. It's one of them. Bro, listen, I just wish I had £1 in it. For every you're so deluded or you're not so deluded, bro, I'll buy Emirates myself. And Kareem Adeyemi be here, blood. Bro, I wouldn't mind it. Bro, Wenger is a leech. Please don't return. Bloody hell, funny vid. That's a funny comment. You're on to him, innit? Come on. Someone said Rational Gooner doesn't have the same ring to it. Man said I got called Arsenal scum the other day. Bro, you know what? Yeah, shout out to that you on Xbox Live, innit, car. You get me? He birthed this, innit? But still, it was a bit mad still. It's a bit of a mad one still. Make sure we're hitting those like buttons, people. Appreciative to everybody that's locked in. Keep your opinions coming. Big up the JA Tugs them as well. Shout out Barbados and the rest of them. Aubameyang doesn't provide anything when he isn't scoring goals. Pressing and working hard is the minimum. Laka, on the other hand, he'll drop into midfield to start the attack. Do you think Tavares and Tierney should try to prepare themselves to play at right back and do the Cancelo thing? Nah, bro. Nah. That's not them man's drip. That's not them man's trip. No. Personally. Odegaard, that was mad. Odegaard creates space for others. If he was at City or Liverpool, their fans would see it. Why can't we? Sam, because we're not them, to be fair. And to be fair, you can kind of just do the movement thing when you're with them because you've got other stars. It's going to be highlighted when you're in and amongst duds. Personally, I'm happy with Odegaard. Obviously, you're out the team, so you can't be doing that well. And for me, when I look at Odegaard and Smith Rowe looks like the one that was at Madrid, like with Saka and Pepe. Pepe, if I didn't know nothing about football, Saka looks like the one that was bought for 70-odd mil. So you need to do more. That being said, I do think people are harsh. I do think he presses well. He's a better talker. I feel one thing that harms Odegaard is I think he's primarily being told to stay on that right-hand side and provide us with something there. And obviously, we're very left-hand centric. He ain't got much to work with. Like someone said, Martinelli's on the field, there's something to work with there. Tomiyasu in that first half, not going beyond too many times. Saka likes to come inside. Obviously, the midfield imbalanced as well. You're not going to do much, really. So it is what it is. But me personally, I do think there's, looking at the more players that we kind of need to perform now, they're not really doing it, and they don't really look like the best fits in the team at this moment in time. Like what, we just sat here and spoke about Lacazette and Aubameyang. Tierney's not in the team. You lot are saying you want to see more, rightly so, from Odegaard. These are the guys you kind of want them to be leaders. Thomas Partey as well. But I think Odegaard's been a good signing, obviously, and I think people are hypocrites because this is how I knew Maddison's turned up now. Maddison's playing very well, but I told you lot. At the start when man was saying, oh, maybe we were right not spending 70 odd on Maddison and getting Odegaard. You can see the changes now. All it took was Maddison to get 2 goals and an assist and play well back to back. When Dia come off the bench against Palace and set up a goal, if I remember correctly, and you now start to see them things thrown back in. Odegaard needs to pull his finger out because at the end of the day, the romance is over, in it. There's no going back to Real Madrid. You've got talent, show it, in it. And this is why I love it. Players are going to go through moments of form. The only thing that I'd say concerns me is, it's the young G's. And with the young G's, you never, even as good as Saka and Smith Rowe, you never quite know what you're going to get from either player, game in, game out, because of their age. So I need my more senior players to do a thing. But saying that, one loss in God knows however long, and we're sitting here and saying Tierney shouldn't be in the team, or arguably drop Aubameyang, our captain, Odegaard get a place, then playing devil's advocate, does that highlight strength in depth? I don't think it does, but I think based on what I'm saying in my own logic, I think it's presenting that. Big up to you lot. Hit the like button if you haven't. Don't forget 2:30. I'm going to be live with Statman Baines and Aaron. We're going to preview Arsenal United and them things there. I can't lie, this has probably been the best live stream of the week, man. This has been very interesting. I've got no rush to want to talk about the transfers and stuff, man. Apparently, Oba nowadays is a pressing forward. That should be the bare minimum for all players nowadays. There should be something that differentiates you from other positions. And with Oba, it should be goals. Hamsik, you said it there, man. Only certain man can play right back and left back. You have to be incredibly technically gifted. Audio guard. And the thing is, these same Arsenal fans that waffle in, yeah, when Odegaard was playing well against West Ham and the club is bringing out all them, them silly little clips they go on YouTube with every touch, they're waffling about it. Some fans say and shit. He played well against United last year. Man was saying new contract. Certain man was saying Holding and Marie's the partnership for this season. Marie's better than Gabriel. You've got to be wary of fans' opinions sometimes. Certain man used to say Smith Rowe ain't levels, Let's remember that, Man used to say Saka wasn't levels. Let's remember that. Let's remember all of this. Man used to say Saka's not a winger, it's left back only. Do you not remember? Smith Rowe ain't cut up for this. Let's remember everything that used to get said. Breezy. Big debate yesterday on Spaces. Who's got the more promising project? Arsenal, United. It's even. Arsenal, I can see moments to be, for me anyways, United got the money aspect and they're more likely to get out of this quicker than us, but we've got building blocks. It all comes down to the owners. I would, as an out, a part of me wants to say United. You've got Ralph. Money can get you out of it. I just feel they're a good manager away from doing stuff. I'd probably say United personally. But then again, we've got the young prospects and all these things. I'd give it United personally, but that's because I'm an Arsenal fan. It's always easy to look outward than in. Appreciate the super chat, broski. Big up DG. It's 7:30 a.m. here in the States. I've got to take off to work. Love your content and originality. Pure untapped talent. Great insights. I appreciate that. Have a good day at work, my guy, and everybody else. Obviously, the stream will be up there when you're back, and I appreciate you for tuning in early doors. And obviously, for that $5, my guy. Got woken up by snow plowers outside my house. Your stream yesterday smoothed my morning. You lot are ridiculous, man. Someone's not cutting onions, man. I appreciate the support, man. You lot gas me. And again, this is why, I'm seeing United fans here. I'm seeing other fans here. It's a pleasure to be here on YouTube and Twitch day in, day out. We're fans of the game. Well, Saka's a crazy left back, man. As I said, I'd give it United because Ralph is there. But again, it's about, what was I saying? It's about other people buying into Ralph. He can have all the ideas. One man can't change things. Unpopular opinion, but Aubameyang being past his peak isn't a bad thing. Of course it is. Ronaldo's past his... It's Ronaldo. Ronaldo's past his peak. That's not a peak Ronaldo. It's still a competent Ronaldo. It's still a goal-scoring Ronaldo. It's still a badness. So obviously, I'm not comparing Aubameyang to Ronaldo. What I'm saying is, naturally, are we surprised that he's declining? I mean, we had to have factored this in with his 3-year deals. Just because a man's declining don't mean he's a bad player or can't be useful. If we know he's declining, we need to just make him stay in that box. And if he isn't staying in that box and isn't scoring, come out the team. But I like Amin Gahuri. I think he's come back from injury. If you're watching French football, he's bagging week in, week out. Probably not the first on the target list. Ideal world for me, it's not going to happen. I would say Isaac, but he's got a lot to learn. I would like an Isaac and an Ivan Toney, or Adeyemi and an Ivan Toney, or a Vlahovic and an Ivan Toney. Things that can't happen because I feel you need to get that number one striker that's going to score goals, but you need a next one. And I think if you can't get Ivan Toney, can you find me a Portuguese or a German or a Japanese or someone that can do what Ivan Toney does, but less money? That's what we need. Gone back to watch, but just wondering your thoughts on trying Pepe up front and hold on to the ball. I mean, I hear it. I'm not really for it. I mean, when, if Lacazette and Aubameyang are not doing the business, which they're not, then I can't really sit here and say don't try it, but I'm not for it, man. I hear the false nine thing, but I'm just not really for it. I'd rather just buy another striker, man, I'd rather try Martinelli up front before the Pepe false nine thing, but what can I say? You might as well, man. No bias, Saka or Greenwood. Oh. Boy in the dark. Beyonce or Kelly Rowland. Georgia Smith or Maya Jama. I'm gonna have to do the typical one of they're two exciting players, they're two good players, they're two and all of that. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think it's Greenwood, isn't it? Like, it's Greenwood. I think he just same bracket. There's a little one there, just a little bit. Like, on a serious note, I just think Greenwood's better. I think Greenwood's better. Like, I think Greenwood, Foden, Saka, they should be building the thing around. Greenwood, for me, you're just born to kick ball, in it. Like, he's cerebral with it. He's a good finisher. He can play in a couple of roles. I think he's got the good mentality. He's a ball carrier. As he gets older and all these things, he's gonna be crazy. Like, and obviously, I think Ralph, if I was a United fan, obviously the whole team's gonna benefit. But I would say Jadon Sancho and Greenwood, I think they're really gonna benefit from Ralph. Again, I don't know when he goes into consultancy if he's ever gonna coach them, man. But I think he's gonna do a thing. It's a hard one. It's a hard one, though. It's a hard one. But one's a striker, one's a winger, innit? Obviously, I got to do it. Man. Two ballers, man. Two ballers, though. I hear this Van Persie ones, but I don't think it's healthy. And even with Greenwood, there was a stage last season or the season before when he was struggling to score. Ollie, that's probably one of the only things Ollie did. He took him out and put him back in, but it's nice. I mean, if you're United, you're living with Greenwood. We're living with Saka. City got Foden. Who Spurs got? The man still gassing up Ryan Sessegnon and that. Dane Scarlett and Bando K and Double L's and all them youths. Mad. I hear it, Spurs. I hear it, Spuds. I didn't get to speak on the spaces, but my mic drop was going to be, if the disparity between United and Arsenal was as big as the United fans have said, then there wouldn't be a debate. That's true. Man said that, bro, Harry Winks. Well, Harry Winks needs to go get a job in Screwfix or something, bro, because you're stealing a living, man. I mean, I don't know. I think the link-up play Greenwood and Saka have. I think Saka's link-up play is probably just a bit better, but Greenwood's his mess, bro. Like, If I could dribble like Saka and smack a ball like Greenwood, if Greenwood, you know what? If I could give Saka Greenwood's finishing, brother, that's a 10. I think that's a 10-20 goal a season winger there, if I'm honest with you. And I'm keen to see them both do a mazza, man. Billy Markinde, he's a good little player. I've done a video on him as well, man. Everything you said about Greenwood applies to Saka. It probably does, but get me. I don't think Saka is clear. Clear for me means evident golfing class. For me, if you think Greenwood's better, if you think Saka's better, that's fine. But neither is a bracket above. But yeah, them man still saying Dele Alli's better than my man Mesut Ozil. This is why I can't listen to Spurs fans. The gift that keeps on giving. To be fair, Spurs have now John Baller, if they give him chances and all of those sort of things, people. But away from that, though, we're not going to speak about if we don't get into it. Keep your opinions coming and things like that, folks. Let's actually, obviously, Marcelo Flores has been called up to Mexico. We've got some transfer business and obviously Saka latest. So, and there's one or twos on two centre-backs that are not even playing. You know, Greenwood, let's be honest, you know, if we're going to use the England call-ups as a reason for man being called up, then it's subjective. Greenwood's not getting a call-up because he tried to secure some Nani with Phil Foden over there in Norway or Iceland or wherever they was. You know, if he fought with his brain and not his cock, he would be in the team, innit? And we hear him, pardon my language, and we know him and his dad and family, they've been speaking. For me, Greenwood should be in that England team. To be fair with you, Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi are probably cooling in relation to that, man. DG, would you say you're in your prime right now? Prime for what, broski? Prime for looks? Definitely not, bro. You get me? Facial hair cooling and that. You get me? It's a new stage. Going from a baby face killer to a hot assassin and that. So I wouldn't even say that. But yeah, back into this thing. Keep your opinions coming and whatnot, people. Big up to you lot locked in. This is a fantastic stream. Arsenal left sweating over the fitness of Bukayo Saka, but remain hopeful the England winger avoided significant injury after he was forced off against Newcastle, people, which is scary. Arsenal are hopeful Saka has avoided significant injury after he was forced off. As you lot know, people, they're continuing to monitor his fitness ahead of Thursday's trip to Man United. So between today and tomorrow, I'd imagine Arteta has his press conference, if he hasn't already, and he answers these sort of things, man. His withdrawal was a precaution, and they're optimistic no serious damage has been done. I mean, I would like to see us not rest, but when I say rest, I don't feel sometimes Saka and Smith Rowe not always have to play 90 minutes. I think Saka could have come off in that game because before that, it got to that. But it is what it is. So we're hopeful on the Saka case. We've spoken about Edu. In relation to Marcelo Flores, now, fantastic. Before he's even got a sniff of things in the Arsenal first team, he's been called up to go and play for Mexico, which I hope he does. You know, as you know, he can play for England, Canada, and Mexico, probably even the next one. He is a very good player. I still think he's very raw and a long way away from touching Arsenal's first team. I think his ball retention can improve. One thing I like about him, he presses well. He makes it running behind. He never gives up. Like he moves like them Liverpool and City players in how he presses, like he's aggressive with it and he's got an engine. He likes to get goals. Sometimes I think he plays in areas he doesn't need to. Like, I can't remember, but go and look at my under 18s reviews. There was a game he's lost the ball on the edge of the area. To be fair, I've seen Patino do that away at Liverpool. These are things these young players make. He's making fantastic progress. And if I can remember correctly, you know, he went off and played in a tournament recently for Mexico and batted it up. So that's probably got him in the thoughts. And he's been called up potentially for Chile. Now, this helps us because obviously it puts our player in the shop window, and this is probably to avoid him being called up by other countries, or it could just be for an experience. You train with them and try and tempt him to play for us, people. So, well, I say us. We're all Mexicans for anytime a player plays for us, people. Apparently, since he could soon be called up by the main squad, those sources... Well, sorry, let me go up. According to this publication, even though Suarez is still yet to make his professional debut, he could be called up into Mexico's main squad. He's allegedly going to be in the squad for a friendly against Chile, which will be played on the 8th of December in America. And obviously, they've had to ask Arsenal for permission, people, because this is not during the international period. So big up, you know, Marcelo Flores for that one. You know, and I wonder if there's any other young G's that they're calling up there. It just said, you know. So yeah, there's a couple others, and it's a good look for him, and it's a good look for his family, man. Good player, but a long way to go before it's a Premier League thing week in, week out. Pablo Mari rumors, you know, again, I don't think you're a bad defender, but I don't think your levels, and I'm yet to see a player with so much propaganda, with so little case study, get so much love at Arsenal. And what I mean by love is, man, we're saying this guy's better than Gabriel. He's our best defender. Like, Come on now. Apparently, people, Flamengo are reportedly plotting on a January transfer for him. And again, when you buy cheaply, you buy 10 times over. I'm sure Marie's a good guy. I'm sure he's good in the dressing room. I'm sure he's got Arteta's fave. But end of the day, he's not getting a look in. I'd argue Holding's ahead of him. I'd argue Tomiyasu playing centre-back should be put ahead of him. Saliba coming back might not have the experience, but I'd rather work with that. And then obviously you've got the two centre-halves in Ben White and Gabriel. There's no need for him. We bought in cheaply. When you consider the loan fee, the wages, and the permanent fee, bro, getting rid of this guy is going to be a myth. Apparently, he's expected to consider his options if his game time does not improve. Go on, bro. You need to move. And his own club that he was at, they don't want him back on permanent because they probably can't subsidize his wages. Now, Arsenal are going to have to do that, people, really. And how long is his contract? So, again, we've spoken about this before. So, really, you know, we signed him for 14 million, you know, 22 games, however many starts. However, you know, 85K a week in wages. It's not only the big money signings that have been wasteful. It's these. I know it was a stopgap. It was probably aimed at being depth and stuff, but you get what you pay for, really, really and truly. You know, it's a bit of a madness. In an interview last year, Marie said he wanted to be in North London for many more years. However, he's now weighing up his options. Previously, he said, I've been at 5 clubs over the last 4 years. So he's not afraid to move, people. So you do your thing, man. Moving away from that, this is just the same old thing with Marie, people. And I rate it. You're 28 years of age. I'm sure living in London's great, but you're not playing. I rate that. Go and leave. Away from that, pardon me, I don't know if this is true, but, you know, every minute Saliba's staying and he's in our team. And now, pardon me, and now he's not. So I don't know, but Arsenal defender William Saliba is reportedly ready to quit the club permanently after his loan spell with Marseille this season, people. Bit shocked there, really, but that's all it says. You know, apparently, you know, he had admired. These are all his admirers. It doesn't say anything else. And I know the previous languages that he's staying. Apparently, you know, it's not too surprising that Saliba could be unsettled at Arsenal, with the transfer exchange show reporting that he now seems to have come to a final decision on his future following talks with the club's director Edu. And this is quite different from Edu saying he wants him to be part of it. So I don't know if this is the thing. You know, away from that as well, people, again, you know, just for Arsenal and United fans, apparently this could all change. Michael Carrick is set to take charge of United against Arsenal, with Ralf Rangnick delayed due to COVID and work permit. Apparently he's in England. I don't know, you know, obviously he can come on holiday, but I'd imagine the work permit's not an issue or will be solved, but it's probably the COVID protocols and all those things. So we'll see what happens in that regards, people. So that's the latest sort of rumors that are going. Let me know your opinions and things. I thought, you know what, let's just cover them very, very quickly. Call it 18. Marcelo Flores, SAKA latest, Saliba to leave Arsenal, Marie leaving in Jan. And again, you lot will not find another YouTuber that cares about you lot more than me, folks. Making sure you got timestamps and all them things there. Obviously, like I said, make sure you've hit another tab. You're following/subscribing on Twitch, because bit of Twitch pieces to come today. I was going to do Leeds versus Crystal Palace watch along on Twitch, but I don't know if that's what you lot want. If you lot want it, I'll do it. But other than that, it's probably looking like a Football Manager thing after that. So yeah, there's that link dropped in there for you guys. Can't lie, this Saliba talk is becoming jarring. Hella jarring, bro. You think I really wanted to talk about it there? It's like we didn't have much to talk about. We're going to mess up Saliba. Well, I'd assume Saka's going to be fit for Thursday, or we're going to run it down to the wire. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure, my broski. I won't even cap to you. Please hit the like button if you haven't. We're so close to 200. Man, I'm going to train on Streamlabs. The Saliba situation wouldn't have happened if Wenger was at the club. Probably not. I think that and the Guendouzi one. Saka can become a very, very good player, but Greenwood has a higher ceiling. He's genuinely wealthy. Trust me. That's what I feel. Who let the dog out? Tavares style, energy and physicality is great to see. Tierney should come back when fully fit. Surely he's fully fit. Marie is too slow, bro. Exactly. And I think it harms the team, really and truly. You know, I think Marie's extremely overrated. You know, I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's experienced and he puts his hand up. I think his reading of the game's overrated. Unpopular opinion, I think his capabilities kind of harm players. Like you see with Tierney against Chelsea, he's having to overcompensate. I just don't think he's that. I don't think he's the most expensive passer, which I'm not saying you need to be. I don't think he's a bad player. I wouldn't even agree with him being brain dead. He's just not levels. Like, You're just not up for the Prem thing, in my opinion. And Marie ain't been the same since his sex tape got leaked. Jesus Christ, man. Predictions for Thursday, Deluded, man. 1-1 thing, man. Flores at the World Cup. We need to get a specialist for Saka to improve his ball strip. Oh, I'd say you make Partey work with Saka, you know. Just not too much, though. It's a bit mad. We've got man that smack the ball with too much power. Saka ain't got no power when it comes to shooting, you know. Like, Saka will move bare man, but he just can't bang it. So maybe work with him. But that's about it. Why is Foden given an ease up but not Greenwood? I don't know, man. I don't have a clue, bro. Don't have a clue why one man got done dirty. Twitch settings if you want to see DG finally sacked, people. Certain man was saying Maria over Gabriel. A star follow. DG's on thin ice. All now I forgot Chambers was there. I'd rather play Chambers ahead of Maria. I can't cap. And that's it, bro. I'm not even saying that with prideness. Mavropanos, good player. Probably just need to make our P's on him. Wenger never left. Arteta was his captain and Edu owes his career to Wenger. Bring him back. Man said, DJ, are you related? Are you in any way related to Mbappe? No offense. You kind of look like the dude with your current shave. Yeah, I am, man. Like I said, I was born in France and I moved to England. That's why I'm a PSG fan. He's actually my cousin still. He was shouting me to come Ballon d'Or, but I couldn't. You get me? Like, I'm not allowed to fly at this moment in time. So, yeah, man. That's my cousin still. It makes sense. Mbappe, if you're out there, shout, man. You know, I'll take Mbappe. You know, it's better than Bergwijn. Really and truly, I'll take that. Never do. DG speaks Arabic. Hey, man, I like Marie, but I just, you know what it is? I just couldn't believe it. You know what it is? Certain fans were saying with their chest, Marie is better than Gabriel. I'm like, yo, nah. Let's stop lying now. Let's stop lying. Man played like 2 games. Man, we're drawing conclusions. Brazy. Saka not being fit could give Martinelli the chance he's been looking for. Either way, both are effective down the right-hand side. I don't think Maria's made a match day squad since the Chelsea game in August. I swear he was involved in the West Brom game. He was on the bench and him and Arteta were doing the tactical thing. Not being funny, but have you ever seen me and Bergwijn in the same place? Bergwijn's not playing. Tell that guy he's a better YouTuber. Big test against United. If we lose, then it proves we cannot compete with the big 4 yet. Teams are seeing the way we play. Arteta's plan is one way and play accordingly. That's true. DG Lottin. How's your French? Comment tu t'appelles? Ferme la bouche. J'ai français? Je suis deluded. I'm just trying to sound like Wenger at this moment. Tottenham want to sell Bergwijn. Bro, them youths they're not footballers. You know what? Spurs is home ground. I mean, training pitches and that far. I reckon if I come in with if I go and buy some D squared or some designers and I put a hat on and I bop and I put on an accent, I bet you I can get into that ground just waffling off would you, bro? What are you doing? My training Conte, let me in. I wonder if I could do this thing. DJ's so proud of his French, better than mine. Boy, I only know 2 words. You know how much I used to get kicked out of classes, bro? I wish oh man, I could French. I'm getting kicked out. Got kicked out of Spanish. Didn't care. I remember I used to give my Spanish teacher hell. And then one day she was like, "Oh, there's a trip to Barcelona." Do you know how vexed I was? I've seen all the man them going lifting up the Champions League. I was sour. I was like, it's not the real one though. It's dead though. What? No campaign even that nice. Like, wait, why are you man showing me pictures? It's not even that nice. I remember going to the teacher, like, man, come man. She's like, remember he's misbehaving. I was like, fair play. All right, cool. I'm just gonna give hell now. Gonna wrap your phone. Sorry, which did happen, but is what it is, isn't it? I was a proper little cunt in school, man. I remember probably why she didn't. I remember one time she was pissing me off. She had a wedding ring, and I saw the wedding ring. I was like, who's gonna marry you, you ugly cunt? how I never got permanent for that. I was a little shit, man. I'm surprised one of these teachers didn't try to bang me or something, man. The older kids did. I enough punched up, but it is what it is. Poch is shaking. Come on. DG went from London to Paris to Milan in the space of 30 seconds. Bro, I'm multilingual, innit? Like me, Wenger, Senderos, you get me? We're there, man. We're there, man. Well, I don't do it as much, but when I used to play Football Manager by myself, I'd be sitting here going, like, oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man, she didn't deserve that, but come on, man, I was a little cunt, man. Listen, I feel ashamed to say I said that. Like, what was I doing, man? That's just being a bastard. Like, there's no need to do that. Like, there was no need for that at all. But I was vexed. Oh, man, we're going Barca, you know, like, and the thing is, I ain't no snitch, but I used to say to her, I said to her, like, what? Big up my guy, Kadeem. Kads is going. Dale's going. Alfie's going. What do you mean? All the bad breed youths are going, or is it a thing where you know you have to bring some bad breed youths on the trip as a tick box exercise? But where's my thing? You know my thing is football. This is the one time I'm gonna behave. I'll be so good. Allow me, please. Didn't get that. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, but it's a shame. It's a shame. I think Pepe will leave in January. It says a lot when Arteta subs Gabby over the 73 million record signing. Regrets, man. I don't think you understand how sour I was. I was so sour. So sour. I think that's the most sourest I've ever... When I heard Nou Camp, a week in Barcelona, Nou Camp, we're seeing the stadium, you're going training ground, tours and that, trophy. Oh, mate, I'm getting pissed off all over again. And this is what I left school in 2011, so this would have been 2009. Year 9 times, maybe even year 10, tell a lie, 10. So this is what? Fucking hell, I left school a while ago, man. This is like 10, 11 years ago, 10 years or so ago. And it still pisses me off. Big up Miss Vargas, though. You know, if you're still out there, you get me? Miss Vargas, Winchmore, you was all right, man. You was all right. Sorry for calling you clapped. He was clapped, though. I'm not going to cap. Like, I'm not going to cap. I still hit though, but let me stop. On that note, though, people, obviously, as I said, on a serious note, people, before I end up cancelling myself, I'm gonna be live on Twitch at 2 o'clock. Don't let me lie to you about 2:30. I'm lying to you lot, people. So yeah, take that one in there, people. As you lot can see, you know what you can't see, you'll see in a second. You can see the schedule. We've had that. Gonna have them at 2 o'clock. So, yeah, make sure you're there. I haven't put it in there yet, but probably going to play FM as well. So, yeah, people, it is what it is. Make sure you're all there. I've dropped the link. It's been a fantastic one. You know, big up to you lot, wherever you lot are. Stay safe, stay healthy, attack your goals. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do an Arsenal Man United preview and obviously cover whatever the hell there is to talk about. You know, Thursday, there'll be a watch along for Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal, better yet, because it's at Old Trafford. And obviously things of that ilk, people. So, yeah, obviously as well at 5:30 tomorrow, there's another Arsenal Man United preview. I've got Flawless. I'm trying to get one more content creator. I'm trying to get Rants as well, so that'll make it 2, but it is what it is. So there's content across Twitch and YouTube, people. And again, without you lot, it wouldn't be as good as it is, man. You lot make this what it is, people, man. So yeah, big up King. Check the schedule, like he said. Make sure you're smashing the like button, people. No, I'm sorry, man. Bradley Ibrahim's a very tidy baller. I like the look of Bradley as well, man. As for a prediction, and you know what, we'll focus on that tomorrow, but I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal, just be a bit of a hopeful one, man. But yeah, on that note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. I'll back up with you lot again.
There's always that active red line, defending. I think it's like...